I didn't feel any emotions until I got home and actually sat down to think about it. I have lived in Colorado my whole life, born and raised in Littleton. I was 5 miles away from Columbine, less than 5 miles away. When it happened, I was in first grade. I distinctly remember the helicopters flying over. I remember going out to recess in the days following, and there was a police officer outside standing on the corner of the playground, resting his hand on his holster, and just watching us to make sure that we were safe because we didn't know what was going on. A few years later, there was the shooting at Platte Canyon High School that killed one, and her father actually started what we now know as our lockdown drills and all the safety drills that we have. And my middle school was one of the first schools to go through that. We had a lockdown drill and they completed it with evacuation, so we knew what to do, what the police knew what to do. As we were exiting the classroom, the police officer told us to go one way and pointed the other, and so we went the way she pointed, and thank goodness it wasn't an active situation because we went right past where the active shooter would have been. A few years after that, I was in high school and there was a shooting at the middle school that I went to. It was outside. Thankfully, only 2 people were hit. They survived, they're fine. The 2 people who tackled the gunman, it was the vice principal, who was my 2nd grade teacher and my 6th grade teacher, and one of the math teachers who my aunt and uncle knew from Texas. Fast forward a few years later, it was Aurora. I distinctly remember coming downstairs in the morning and my mom standing there with the news on, just crying and saying that 12 people had died. And all of this happened within not even 10 years. I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. I went to school to become a teacher. And I started teaching. And nothing prepares you for having those lockdown drills and sitting down with the kids and having them ask questions like, well, what if I'm in the bathroom? What do I do? What if I'm outside and they're outside? What if? They have so many questions. I leave those days distraught. I know my colleagues do. We cry about it. These kids are young. They're in elementary school. This isn't something I ever had to think about in elementary school. And now they do. It's a daily occurrence. Last night when I got home, I started looking at the pictures and I realized that these could be my kids. This could be our school. What's to say it's not going to happen here? Enough is enough. It can't continue to happen. Like, they're scared when they hear stuff like this. They're young, they don't know how to process it. What is that going to look like if it were to happen here? It hits especially home to us because we're elementary teachers and our kids aren't here right now. All I want to do is hug all of them and tell them that I love them. And I can't do that right now because school's out. I think it's the fact that it's another elementary school. And I mean, Sandy Hook happened and I thought that was going to be the time that something changed, and nothing changed. And then Marjorie Stone happened, nothing changed. And here we are. There are 21 people who are not going to be able to go home to their families because of it. In a place that they thought was safe, in a place that we tell our kids every day is safe to come to, and it's the only safe place that they know. And to see that happen, especially to the kids so young, it hits home. Imagine if they wouldn't come home to their parents because of that. It's not okay. I don't know what the right answer would be. I don't know if it would be stricter background checks. I don't know if it would be classes. I don't know if it would be a ban on certain weapons. I don't know the answer. But something has to change because we can't continue going day to day with this continuing to happen and saying, this is unbelievable. It's not. It's happened every year. This is not something that is different. It's not something that's new. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to continue to happen. Think about the kids that are in your house, in your community, at your local schools that you see every day. Imagine if they weren't there anymore. It doesn't hit home until it happens to you, but it's happening every day to somebody. And if we don't change it, it's going to continue to happen, and people are going to continue to lose their loved ones.